The Germans surrounded the ghetto, and they took out 10,000 Jews. We had a hiding place, and under the roof, and we went into that. My father was supposed to come the last one to pull a cabinet by the opening, but he did not go in. He just put it back the cabinet, and a couple minutes later the Germans came in, and he asked my father, why is the family? So he said, they left already. So they just took my father, and that was February the 5th, 1943, the last time I saw my father.
85-year-old Isaac Goldstein remembers it well, perhaps too well. Isaac is a survivor several times over. As a young man, Isaac grew up in Białystok, Poland, the 7th child of a close-knit family of 4 brothers and 4 sisters.
With Sonia, Dvora, Joseph, Mato, Zlatke, Leza, myself, and then Israel. And I'm the only survivor.
When the German Wehrmacht overran Poland in the fall of 1939, the persecution of the Jewish population began in earnest. The beginnings of the Nazi Germans' final solution. One by one, his friends, neighbors, and his family were taken by Nazi patrols, most never to be seen again. When Isaac himself was grabbed off the streets by police, he did not know the fates of the rest of his family, but he feared the worst.
When your life is supposed to be killed because you're Jewish. So every Jew, while we are still young, they could work, you know, they kept us until the point where...
And he was proved right. Of all of them, mother, father, sisters, and brothers, he was the only survivor. As the horrific years in the camps dragged on, death became a constant companion and a foregone conclusion. The inhumanity of his captors was astounding. Over 6 million died all around him.
The typhus, the lice, everybody was sick.
But he survived. As the war ground inexorably towards an excruciating end, Isaac and a group of surviving slave laborers were marched to a shipyard to be sent by boat to another, more secure camp.
I just bent in the corner and just give up, like I say.
At the last moment, he was pulled aside by a Nazi soldier that took his place on his assigned ship, and the ship sailed without him.
And then suddenly we hear a big explosion.
It was bombed and sunk, killing everyone aboard.
My ship was just with machine guns, you know, and that was the end of it.
With the war over, millions of European refugees were on the move, homeless, penniless, desperate. Thousands of survivors scrambled for sustenance in any way they could. With no family, no place to stay, and nowhere to turn, Isaac had little reason to live.
I survived not because I'm so smart, it just happened. Let me make it clear. It was not my doing, it just happened.
Again, luck intervened, and he found a way to get to America, to Chicago, and reunite with an old friend and fellow camp survivor, Rochelle Newman. They fell in love and married on January 29th, 1950.
So I'm happy that I have 2 great kids, and especially a great grandchildren.
Isaac worked hard to support his new family, taking a job as a machinist, often working double shifts to make ends meet.
That time was the Korean War, and there was so much overtime. So I worked about 20 hours a day.
The long hours served not only to help him to accumulate a small savings, small house, and a better lifestyle, but also helped him to bear the nightmares, depression, and survivor's guilt that haunted him day and night. The past was an ever-recurring presence.
The emotional pain never went away. So he still does live with that, and it's hard. It's hard to know that I can help that.
As his children grew, they became interested in martial arts. His daughter, Roz, became an instructor, as did his grandson, David.
I feel very fortunate that not only my grandfather was able to survive the Holocaust, but he was able to press on in other challenges of his life and able to really keep going when it became very tough for him.
There have been a number of times where he's had some real lows, and they've been really low. And what we tried to do is give him something else to focus on.
As Roz advanced in her martial arts training and began to see the many benefits it offered her and her family, she began to be concerned about her father's well-being.
And that's why I thought martial arts would be a great avenue for him. That's what he really needed. He needed a distraction. He needed something that was good for his physical being and for his mind and for his spirit. So I did suggest and strongly encouraged my father to take martial arts classes.
She and David convinced him to give it a try and joined them in their classes. The improvement was miraculous to see. The martial arts classes enabled him to interact with others and to challenge his mind and body.
He looked forward to his lessons, and I saw that his lessons were helping him with his balance, and I saw that he was having fun. And that was so wonderful.
Today, at 85, Isaac is a success story. From surviving an unimaginable hell to coping with poverty and depression, he's finally fulfilled and complete.
And to see him getting excited about what he could do, he surprised himself. And then there was a smile on his face, and he was enjoying himself. And that was big. I want my father to know that I am extremely proud of him, proud of what he went through to survive, proud of what he did for his family, proud of what he taught us growing up about being a good person.
While he will never forget the past, he's looking forward to a bright, new, and very active future, thanks to a loving family and the bond of martial arts.
At the end of my life, I think I did a job right.
Woohoo! Whoa!
Perfect.